Now, this past week, we saw Telkom share price rising by over 17%. Now, this came after Telkom had announced to list separately its properties, including their masts and towers, on the JSE. Now, this is what resulted on the share price of Telkom to rise by over 17%. Now, is this announcement that Telkom just announced last week, is it something that is worth your time? Is it something that must encourage you to invest into Telkom? Well, you did well by joining us today, because on today's video, guys, we'll be talking if whether this big announcement that Telkom just announced of listing separately its properties, including their masts and towers, and determining if whether we will see this announcement continuing to increase their share price in the future. So please do watch this video until the end, because I definitely think that you're going to like this latest development, or this latest big announcement that Telkom just announced last week. Otherwise, for those of you that have been on the channel for some time, you remember that this is not the first time we talk about Telkom on this channel. We've talked about Telkom regarding their Q1 financials that they just released in August, as those financials were quite good, looking on where this company, or looking at the figures they reported for that quarterly results, which is something that is incredible, that attracted us into coming and wanting to start investing into this company. Because if you remember correctly, on those quarterly results, they indicated that they reported, or they saw their new customers numbers rising by over 36%, which is something that is incredible and has to show you that the services and the products that Telkom is offering are in demand, which is why we are seeing even the number or the figures of the new customers coming into Telkom increasing by over 36%. Now, you will remember that still on those quarterly results, we saw that Telkom reported a total revenue increase of over 3.5%, or of around 3.5%, which is something that is truly amazing and has to show you or supports what I was just telling you now, to say that it means that their services and products that they are doing in Telkom are in demand, and we will see them being in demand even in the years to come. Now, as I've said on today's video, guys, we will be looking at the latest announcement which Telkom just announced of listing separately their properties, including their masts and towers, on the JSE, and checking if whether that is a good move, and also looking if whether that can continue making their share price to rise. So as I've said, watch this video until the end, because I definitely think that you're going to like the content that I'll have on today's video, because at the end of this video, you'll be able to check, or able to make a precise decision if whether you could or you should invest onto this Telkom company. Otherwise, please know that I'm not a professional financial advisor. All that I'll be sharing here with you are just my opinions, and if you seek professional financial advice, you already know what to do by now, and that is you need to go and consult the professionals. And again, if you like the content that I'll be sharing with you on today's video, please don't forget to hit that likes button, comment, and subscribe. And that is, of course, if you have not subscribed to the channel already, so that you don't miss the good content and the latest developments regarding the stocks or companies we follow on this channel. Now, without wasting any further time, as I've said, this big announcement which Telkom just announced last week of listing separately their masts and towers in the JSE, it's something that made, or that resulted in the share price of Telkom rising by over 17%. Now, this 17% added a market value of around 3 billion rands onto Telkom. Now, for the benefit of those that don't know, Telkom currently has a total masts and towers of around 6,225, and they have been having a question of saying how can they properly manage their properties, including their masts and towers, for the past 3 years. So this has been causing or giving some headaches onto Telkom, because they've been trying to see how can they unlock the potential, or how can they unlock the money that is being hidden in this or in their properties. Now, these masts and towers, or these 6,225 masts and towers are being used by mobile operators for their network coverage or extending their network coverage, and also using them for high-speed services like your 5G and 4G. Now, this Telkom indicated that they are not making as much money from those things because they have to provide power to those companies. They have to provide things like security to those companies. And also, again, you remember they indicated that these towers and masts also need to be maintained, which is quite pricey. So they indicated that this thing that they've been doing on this mast, or the mobile operators, they've not been making much money from these towers, which is why they are opting out to seeing if whether they can rent it out to other clients so that they can make as much money as possible, that will be able to maintain these towers and masts, and also make them remain with some good amount of cash, which is something that I personally believe is something that is truly amazing and will definitely boost the share price of Telkom. Otherwise, this outgoing CEO of Telkom indicated that the question of managing these properties, masts and towers, has been there for some time, and it is intended to create shareholders' values and unlocking the billions that have been trapped for some years in these infrastructures, which is something that is incredible, and has to show you the kind of potential these towers, masts, could be or could do to Telkom, which is something that is incredible, because I definitely think that with this new announcement they will be able to generate more revenue. Now, you remember that this is something that the CEO of Telkom has been saying, to say that the Telkom is undervalued. It's a company, or it's one of the companies that are undervalued because its property segment or its property portfolio, it's not factored in the current book value that is in the markets, meaning that he believed that if the property portfolio added to the markets, the share price would have to rise, or would have to be at 75 rands per share, which I believe he was right, because look at what's happening now. By the fact of saying, or by just this announcement of listing separately their property portfolio on the JSE, just resulted in their share price to go up by 17%, which is something that makes me want to believe that he was right. The Telkom share price should be trading close to 75 rands per share. Otherwise, Telkom further indicated that their property portfolio is worth around 12 to 13 billion rands, and of course this includes their masts and towers. When we add this 13 or 12 billion rands to the current book value of Telkom share price, I mean, you will definitely see that it will make, that 75 rands per share that he was talking about, it will be very possible for them to achieve, which is something that is incredible. And I believe that this is a good choice, or this is a good decision by Telkom, as it will also boost the share price of Telkom. Now, one of the things that has been, one of the things that he indicated that it might be a concern is the fact that you remember that the government own approximately 40% of Telkom, which he indicated that the market might be thinking that the government or the local government has got the powers to do certain decisions in the company, which is one of the things that he indicated that it might be the case why we are not seeing that. But I definitely think that with this separate listing, I personally would think that the share price of Telkom, even though if they don't get to 75 rands per share, but they will be very close, because I mean, if their portfolio is worth 12 to 13 billion rands and it's not factored in the current book value that's in Telkom, I personally would think that if you add that to the current book value, it will definitely has to increase the share price of Telkom, which is why we saw that after that announcement, the shares or Telkom shares went up by over 17%. Now, this separate property listing thing that is Telkom is doing is not something new. In fact, other mobile operators are also doing that, listing their properties separately so that they can generate more revenues from their properties that would help them expand their business more. So this is not something new, and it's something that it's been working, or it's working for some other companies, which I believe that it will also work with Telkom, and it's something that will definitely boost their share price and also increase their revenues. Now, if you had to get to that fair share price as per the CEO of 75 rands, I personally think that it will be, or it will mean a lot to investors, because that would have mean, or that will mean that those that are investing or that have invested into Telkom are going to reap some good returns. But until then, I still believe that this is a good company, that I personally believe that it's a good move for them to do this, or to list separately their property portfolio, as it will unlock the billions that, like the CEO said, that were trapped in those infrastructures. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I still believe that Telkom is a good company that is set to do very well. I mean, irregardless or separately from this announcement they make last week, we discussed their latest Q1 earnings results, which they released in August, which to me they were good results, which ought to motivate you to stay long into this company, because I mean, to see new customers or new clients coming to join you, or that number increasing by over 36%, it's something that is incredible, and just to show you of how good this company is. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I believe that before you invest, please go out there, do your own due diligence, and check if you could invest into this company. Otherwise, with all that, guys, I make tons and tons of stock market investing videos, and if you think that this video was amazing, please don't forget to hit that like button, and if you are new, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell so that YouTube can notify you every time I release a video. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.